Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining Lawana Hodges, YBC-Youth Building Conversation. It seemed like it's been a long time since I've been on here live with you guys, but thank you for sticking it in there with me. And I thank you for joining this evening. Tonight I will be with Ezekiel Raspberry, aka Zeke. How you doing, sir?
How you doing? Good evening. How's everything?
Okay, great. So before we get started, I always ask for the person that I'm interviewing to open us up in prayer. Can you do that?
Huh? All right. Bow your heads. Lord, I want to thank you for Lord, we come to you humble as we know how, and we ask that you just uh, watch over us as we come and we try to reach the community, the youth, as we come with positive, PG energy, knowledge, love, and we just want to just help try to reach one, two, maybe three souls, people that might be going through or might not be having the best week. Lord, we just ask that you just touch them, touch us as we try to reach them, and just continue to watch over us all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You ain't had to say it's PG.
That's what you told me.
Look, I don't know if you have to remind yourself or remind me. It's PG, remember?
Right. Yeah, I had to remind myself. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But
That part.
I always give a little rundown how I know the person. I do know this fella very well, and I always see him out. He's always at karaoke singing, but you probably seen him on Facebook too, because everybody always videoing him because he's always dancing. So his name is Zeke, aka Zeke the Dancing Machine. Okay, he always dancing. So we're gonna get into why he love to dance, but we just gonna before we get started, I always have to ask, who is Ezekiel Raspberry?
So me, I'm a fun loving, caring, full, I'm fun loving, caring, feel good, energetic human being. Um, yeah, that's pretty much who I am.
Okay,
That's who I am.
okay. So how have the past 3 years affected you and your family? You know, with everything going on with the COVID and stuff like that. I always tend to ask that. I'm gonna keep asking that, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, because that's how my platform got started during the COVID-19. So I just want to know how people feeling. That's what 3 years now. We 3 years in. How did that, the three past years been with you and your family?
Well, the last 3 years, I lost my dad. Well, my dad was the last person that I lost. Before him was my little brother. But in the last 3 years, the transformation put a strain on the family. Um, because it was hard to deal with without him. It was hard to really deal with, and you know what I mean. He kind of kept the family engaged and kept us together. Um, Even family members that was kind of straying away from, family reunions and going, visiting, and even telephone calls. He was that person, like, and y'all need to keep in touch, with the family. So him gone, things changed for everybody. Everybody.
Okay.
So it's been COVID. I don't know. This it's a reality check though for um my family, and I know a whole lot of other families, but we have been affected tremendously. So it's just kind of like a new way of living, just like looking at life totally different than I used to. So I I just try to continue to stay positive and just keep, moving forward, not back.
Okay. So give me 5 adjectives that describe you.
Caring.
I know you named some of them.
Right.
But give me 5 more.
Caring, loving, confident, energetic, and extrovert.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So how was your childhood growing up in the DMV area?
Childhood, I was around positive, mature gentlemen. I started traveling at a young age, like going up and down the highway, playing. Of course, I'm a musician, so my dad had me involved in my drumming and he took me on the road. So the weekends where I probably should have been home with the fellas hanging and maybe doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing, I was gone. I was on the road, and all the men that I were around were older than me. So that really helped me in my younger years so I was like, I had an old soul early. Like I was a young old soul. I was listening to old music and all that. Just crazy.
So you had some tough life lessons you learned to navigate in this world. Can you share what you learned from them?
Don't take life for granted because you only get one. Tomorrow's not promised. Live your life as if it was your last because you just have to. I just feel like you have to these days. You have to. Because if you don't, I don't know, you just going to miss out on a lot. Oh, because waiting and saying, I ain't going to do it this year. I'm going to wait. Nowadays, you really can't wait. You just got to just live. Like, live. Do what you've always been wanting to do. Just do it. You just have to. I feel like that.
Okay. So you mentioned that your life story is about struggles, death, coping, and overcoming. Please elaborate. And grief.
Right. So a lot of death has been in my family in the last, I guess, 6, 7 years. Friends, traumas. So what I do, I don't know, the music. I take music and my dancing and going out. That's still like a hobby place for me. It takes me away from that place of grieving and feeling the pain of dealing with, all these caring, loving people that I lost throughout these years. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I deal every day. And I don't walk around with it. I try to walk around, try to stay positive with a smile on my face, so, yeah.
So is that how you got your name, Zeke Dancing Machine?
No, they kind of started calling me that. I don't know where it came from, but it kind of like circulated. It started one day, and then that's just what it is now. Zeke the Dancing Machine.
Because that's what you do is dance. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you can find yourself on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and what we see. You sitting there dancing, and it ain't like he danced with somebody. He's sitting dancing all by himself. All by himself. He don't even dance with nobody. He danced all by himself.
Yeah. That's I don't know. I mean, I be in my own groove, in my own lane, in my own space, my own happy place. And then sometimes people try to come in and interrupt it, but I don't allow it. Sometimes I might, but it don't stay long. You know what I mean? Because that'd be my time. That'd be my time to vent and let it all hang out and keep it right there on the floor. You know what I mean? That's my time. But people don't understand that. I can't tell them that why it's happening. I just, I spin off and do my own thing.
Okay. So let's talk about your calling. So you're a musician slash
Right,
dancer, and you're very talented and gifted in singing. Cause you used to be in,
right.
go to the karaoke and sing. So he can sing
Karaoke,
as
yeah.
well, y'all. He can sing as well. So you have all these talents. So do you think your gifts are driven by your purpose or your passion? And let's talk a little bit about which instruments you play and who you play for.
Well, I play. I'm a music. I'm a percussionist, which is a drummer. Play the bongos, the cowbell, the drums. But the drums really, that was my passion. Like that's my thing. But I was beating on the sofas growing up, so that's where it came from. I was beating on mama sofas growing up, and it went from there to getting the first drum set, and it started happening there. So I just try to um mm, I got roadblock. So yeah, so music, the drums is my passion, but I play. So I play for churches, whoever need me. Like I try to get gigs, like wherever I can get them at. I play everything, R&B, gospel, pop, not rock, but go go. I'm not really too into and playing go go, but I can play the go go beat, or I party to the go go beat, but I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
play it.
okay.
Yeah, I don't really play it. I never played for a go go band before. You know what I mean? I already said I wanted to. That was in my earlier years as a young man, younger than in my 20s. I wanted to play, but it never happened. So I mean, I just kind of like left it alone, and then I went to gospel and did my thing, and then I started doing the karaoke thing, going out. Me and my dad singing, um, and that's kind of a lot of stuff I miss because he used to go with me. We used to go together. That was our thing. That was our time spent because he loved it. I loved it. We'll go mess the stage up, and then we'll leave. Clean fun, man. Dad and son. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you think that's why you don't? Because when I asked you, do you do karaoke anymore? You're like, nah, I gave that up. Do you think that's the reason why you gave it up?
Yeah, and I've been trying to get back into it, so I've been trying to go and hit little spots to try to get back in the groove. Cause I do miss it. I do. I just been trying to find my way back in. And I went and sat in a couple of spots and just sat and listened, but I didn't perform just to try to get a feel to see, and I do miss. It's just me going to sign up and getting up there and just let it all hang out. But
Without your
I'll
dad.
get there. Yeah,
Without,
I'll get there. I'll
yeah.
get there without him. Yeah, without him. I know he with me when I go. So I guess it'll come in time. I said I would try to, if not before the holidays, after the holidays, I'll try to push myself to go out more and try to get back in the swing of things because I kind of lost it, but I'm getting back mentally to get back into it. So I guess it all starts, with a thought and a prayer and a trying to mentally get back. So I'm almost there. So I guess when I get there, I guess you'll see me back on the scene, going here, maybe there, and getting back. So because I do miss it. It's a kind of love language for music too for me. It's a feel good place, entertaining, being up there, because I know people love that because people. What I've noticed when I do it or when entertainers get up there, people wish that don't do it, wish that it was them, but they don't have that to get up there in front of people. They get jitters and all that.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I
So
could sing. My sister-in-law can sing her behind off, and I'd be like, wow, if I could sing, I would never shut up, But it's a catch-22. So,
Right.
so do you feel that you had to sacrifice in order to fully operate in your purpose? You're a musician, and it was
Right.
like you said that you traveled and stuff like that, and certain things you couldn't do because you was out on the road. Do you think you sacrificed some things in order to live in your purpose?
Mm, yes. Yes. I do.
You coming in and out, or
I
is that
know.
me?
Yeah, you was breaking up too.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, did you
Yeah,
hear the
you coming
question?
in and out too. Both of us coming in and out.
Okay,
I think it's the Wi-Fi. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I did have to sacrifice some things. Yeah, being a little boy, being a young man, because I missed a lot of that because I was so busy gone and I ain't really had it. I played, but I ain't played like the other young men on the on the. I played a little football, but I ain't played. I wasn't running around and doing all that crazy stuff. I was into the music and on the road and doing something productive. And so I took a sacrifice of growing up as a regular young man into sports and doing all that, basketball and things like that. I was more into the music. But it gave me structure, though. It helped me out a lot and it kept me out of trouble. And I'm here because I feel like if I had done the things that they were doing coming up and the environment I was around, I probably wouldn't be here today. So I thank the Lord for that. You know what I
And okay, so you didn't share. Somebody put down below in the chat. You're also a male model.
mean? I used to I
So
used to do
did we forget?
I,
Wait a minute.
I
Did we
did that
forget that?
before. I did that before in my past life. When I was probably like 24. I did it. I gave it a shot. I didn't commit all the way to it though, because it was some things that I wouldn't allow myself in that type of business or venture in my life at that time. So I did it. I did. I tried it. I had my run with it. It was cool, but at the time, I was a little change in my pocket. It felt, it was traveling. It was all them things that you didn't know if you was gonna do on your own. And at the time, it all, it was beneficial. You was getting paid. You traveled. You met new people, and it was fun. At the time, it was fun. It was very fun. It was a good experience. It was a good experience, and of course, it helped too with structuring who I am as a person today.
Okay,
Yeah, so
okay,
that's another positive. Meeting the people I met, the manager, and I met some good people that are still my friends today. So yeah, it wasn't all whatever. It was good.
okay, okay. So, do you consider yourself a mentor to the youngins out here, the youth guys?
Yeah, a lot of them look up to me, OG or whatever they want to call me, and yeah, they, hey man, because I really don't walk around on no, I guess what they say, they call it out here rah rah type of mentality. My mentality is more of I try to say something positive. I ain't really saying nothing. If I ain't saying nothing positive, I ain't saying nothing. If I ain't leaving you with nothing that can probably now give you something to kind of like, because a lot of people, what I'm noticing nowadays, and myself, we be down, but we don't want nobody to know we down. And just one word of encouragement can kind of lift you up and give you something or some hope or something. And then it's not enough of that going around. So I try to leave my people in my circle or just anybody on the street. Like I find myself like this year alone, I went to a couple of places and gave the shelter clothing and shoes, and I might see a guy at the Royal Farms, and I'll get his number or find out what's going on with him. Do he be here often and drop some clothes off to him? Like that for me, that's feel good because I feel like if it was me, I want somebody to do it for me. So I try to, I find myself doing stuff like this, and that's coming with the stuff that's been going on in the last 6 years. And I feel like you can't take it with you, and if you can give it to somebody that can use it, give it to them. And because you done already, I guess, outgrew it, or you got blessed with something else, and you could be a blessing to somebody else, and pass it on and things like that. So
that's good. That's what's up. So what have been some of your obstacles you had to face being a Black man in America?
Well, a lot of people don't know. And I was at one time ashamed to tell them. But I went away for a little while. And when I went away, it kind of helped me. It was a real good hold on. Why you keep giving me this? I don't see nothing. It was a real good, I guess, eye opener on not taking life for granted. It was something that I guess I had to do. Like, okay, for one, it was okay. I just want to tell like young men, like if when I went away, I was like, it's not for everybody. I say that from the bottom of my heart. It's just not. It's not. I went through it. I did it. I overcame it. I'm not proud of it, but it helped me. And I be wanting to help and reach out to others and tell them, like, I stress the young men. I don't really say nothing about the young ladies because I'm a male, but the young men, because I see how they reckless out here, and the obstacles that I went through, I'll be trying not to. I don't want them to go through it because it's not really. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, you might think you're ready, but you don't really be ready. You think you're ready because you think you're tough, but it broke a lot of tough ones down. When they thought they was tough, they wasn't. So that's an obstacle. Yeah, that was an obstacle for me. That's probably the toughest one for me that I've been through, besides the deaths in my family, the losses of my loved ones. That's probably one of the toughest. Yeah, going away.
Can you give me one example of when you got out? Thanks for sharing that, because I didn't know that. Y'all, I didn't know that about him, and I've been knowing him for a couple of years. I did not know that. But thank you for sharing that. Maybe it was for someone to hear. But can you give me one example of when you did come out? How did you? Because you have a good job. He does trucking. He's a truck driver. So how did you get back started? Because it's a lot of young men, they come out and they don't all have the opportunities to turn around, their past, and they still struggling with that to this day.
Because with that, I feel like a lot of them go in already, I guess, mentally with no guidance out here. Father, mother, family member, grandmother, grandfather. So when they go in like that, if they're not taught anything going, they come out the same way because there's nobody to really grab them, take them up under the wing, and like give them the knowledge. So when they come back, they they can transition back into the community the right way, telling them there ain't nothing, like once they go in, you have an OG come and tell you this ain't no place for you, young man. You know, you need to stay out there with your family and things like that. So for me, I went away already programmed and just wanting to return. So I went away. I had a team behind me, support team, and they was like, "Look, when you come, you just go and come back. You know, you had your job, and we don't worry about it. Just go do what the people say do, and come on back." Like one of them type things. So it was different for me, but it's kind of hard for some of the guys that go away because they go in with nobody. They don't be having no support team. And I think that right there, just that support system, if it's just the church or the pastor wife or just somebody that say they love you but they act like they care, that's more than enough to help you through that time to come back on this side and want to get it right so you don't go back. It be that small little thing, just somebody to say I love you or I care about you. I want to see you do well. I want to see you win. And then you need that type of encouragement so you can keep wanting to wake up the next day and the next day and the next day to do it all over again for whatever, your family, your kids, or whatever. Like whatever pushes you and give you that drive to want to do it again. But you know, it just helps. It helps with the support system. That's so I'll say if you got somebody in your corner that wants to help you, let them. Because if you go away, you're gonna need somebody back on this side to kind of like guide you in the right direction to put you where you need to be so you don't go back to that place because you don't want to keep starting over. It don't feel good. I don't know because this is my first time, but I ain't about to do that again because I don't like where it feels.
I can feel. Look, I felt that. You don't want to go back.
I don't like where it feels. It ain't feel good to me. I think my first week I was having all type of breakdown. Couldn't understand what was going on to me. I said I ain't gonna make it. I said I ain't gonna make it. My father said, "Son, you gonna make it, son. You gonna make it. I did it. You gonna do it. You coming back." I said, "Man, I don't know, Dad." He said, "Listen, what I tell you? Go on there, do what they say do, and come on back home." I said, "All right, my man." And we hung the phone up. And I did it, and I came back. I mean, hey, it was tough though. It was tough. And that's why I feel like everybody ain't gonna make it. Like some guys gonna crack. They gonna crack. Pressure bust pipes, and there's some pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Especially if you used to doing what you want to do, and now you getting told. A lot of pressure.
All right, young men, y'all heard that. That ain't where y'all want to be at. But okay, so tell us some of your biggest achievements and what did you learn from it?
Well, I have 3 girls. Three girls. I have I'm done though. It's over. But you know, I always been honest worker and just I've been working since I was 14, so I kind of like been out the loop of the whole cartel game. That's always, I just think just being a black man in America and being able to come this far and stay out the way. I mean, I won one bump in the road. I feel like it's a big achievement. For a black man in America at this stage, at these years now. I mean, and like still being able to stay out the way like I do. That's a big achievement for me. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I just try to stay positive, man, and just I don't know. I just feel like that's big. That's big for me to just stay positive and not because it's a lot that can turn my energy bad, but I don't allow it to. So I mean, every day I just try to strive to be a better me. You know what I mean? I just try to be a better me. And I think I've been doing well with that. So,
Okay.
I just try to stay positive for them and be good role models for them and try to not let them see me sweat because I get some days I feel like I don't want to come outside and I don't want to go to work and I don't want to just go to the store. I'll sit. Some days I just don't feel like I don't want to deal with people. I just want to just be by myself. So I go through that sometimes, but
That's
I don't
what's
know.
up. That's what's up. So what is next for Zeke? What can we see next from you? But
I say stay tuned. Not really sure what the Lord has in store for me. I just want to be here to witness it all. I just want to be here to witness it all. I don't really know. I just wake up every day and thank the Lord for waking me up, and I'm ready for whatever He has in store. Because I have my heart is open for it, however it come. Because I know I'm here for a reason. I ain't come this far to turn back now, and I ain't here for nothing. Because I mean, it took a lot of my loved ones, my friends. It took a lot of people from me, but I'm still here. So I feel like I have a purpose for being here. So I don't really know what's in store, what's next. As long as I wake up every day, that's kind of all that matters. And then whatever comes in front of me, as any obstacles or any bumps in the road or anything positive, I'm willing to take it on because you only live once. I guess all you can do is I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all in. I don't know. I sound like I'm rambling, but I get a little emotional when it comes to that because
you're gonna start crying. You're gonna start crying.
nah, I ain't gonna start crying. Just because a couple of times I could have been gone just on some just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, but I'm still here. You know what I mean? And I that it means a lot. It means a lot.
All right. So can you leave? So we're just gonna wrap this up. Can you leave some encouraging words for my viewers, especially my young men?
Um, just I guess if you can, if you can try to, I guess, get with somebody because I know a lot of the young men they run together, but nobody's out of the whole group. Nobody's doing anything. Like they all doing the same thing. That's where all the violence and the Honda boys and the crashing windows and the carjacking and all this stuff. I just get with somebody that can help you win. Like that want to see you win. Cause
Yeah.
the rate and the road that y'all going or the young men going down today is headed for destruction. It's not no growth. It's not no win in it. It's not none of that. It's all designed to fail at the end. At the end of the day, you're gonna get a whole lot of time or you're not gonna make it out here. You're not gonna, they're gonna give you a football number or you're gonna go away. And that's period. It's just that simple. So I just ask that you get with somebody that want to see you win and want to see you succeed out here. And I don't care if it's the coach, the basketball coach, if somebody come and kick you some knot, man, look, take a number from them, do something. They might want to give you a job doing landscape, anything positive to get some honest money, because that's where it started. Something honest can put the battery in your back to be something great, doing something right. And then it might be for the first time in your life, but it'll help you stay out here longer and you won't be in a whole lot of trouble because it's easy to get into, but it's hard to get out of. And that's on everything. I'm here, I'm a living witness.
Okay. All right. That was great. That was great. So, y'all, let me tell you something. I interview everyone because I believe everyone has a story. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You ain't got to have this going on. You ain't got to have that going on. I believe everyone has a story to tell because everybody done went through something. And if anybody can share how they got over, then I want to talk to them. So I thank you for opening up. I thank you for being transparent. I thank you for sharing your story. Because like I said, when I see this young man, I mean, he be dancing. I'm gonna have to show one of his videos. I'm gonna have to download one of his videos and put it on my platform because you gotta understand what I'm saying. When this dude be dancing, I'll be looking at him be like, but he dancing by himself. And I mean, he just be in the zone. You be in, and I'm like saying, there's a story behind why this young fella is dancing. And when you, and I mean, and he gets everybody so pumped up and so happy and just everything that I'm like, wow, it got to be a reason why this dude's sitting here dancing. And just hearing your story, like you didn't supposed to be sitting in front of me today, but you here.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's a testimony in its own. So I thank
Right.
you for, being transparent and coming on and talking to me because you never know who you might touch by your story. Like he said, being clean, locked up, it ain't it. That ain't it. I know for me, I do look good in orange, but not that type of orange. Not that type of
Right.
orange. But that
Right.
ain't for me. I already know. When I was in high
And I had the
school,
green.
and the women came from the county to our house,
Right.
high school, and they looking at us. I'm like, mm-mm,
Right.
that I know that ain't nowhere where I want to be at. You ain't got to worry about that. That ain't
Right.
nowhere where I want to be. So I thank you for, and I didn't know that. I thank you for opening up about that. But yeah, so I wish you all the best and luck. I know I'm be seeing you. Hopefully you get back into modeling with Tasia. This is my girlfriend Tasia. He models. He was modeling for Tasia and her crew, with her crew. So I wish you the best of luck. So, do you have
Thank
any
you. Thank
questions
you.
for me before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say I appreciate you bringing me on. Cause about I probably like 10 years, 10 years, uh, 10 years ago, if you had asked me to do this and I went through whatever, I probably wouldn't have did it because pride wouldn't allow me to do it. But I think I've been through enough where I couldn't let the pride get me this time. Like I just feel like for what? Because you hold in a lot, and my mom used to always tell me, well, when you hold in too much, it might drive you crazy. Like it can drive you crazy in a lot of ways. You probably be taking medication the rest of your life if you because one day you just snap and lose your mind because you done been holding in so much over the years. So I just feel like now is probably time to just release a lot of of that that baggage that been holding you. You know what I mean for so long. So I guess it's my time. That's why it took me a little while to even commit to even doing the podcast or the interview because I had to see if I really wanted to do it. You really want, you know what I mean? Get on here, you talking to kind of like telling your business, you know what I mean? So, but it's fine.
But it's
I'm
not your
cool.
it's your story. It's
Right,
it's
right, right,
it's your
right,
it's your life story. However, you see fit to share. It was your life story and what you have endured and what you went through. And you never know. And that's why they say it's always good to share because you never know how it might help someone else.
right,
Right. So it
right,
might help someone else to share. And the good thing about it is your dad was your rock. Your dad was the person that held you up, right? And
right,
he's no longer there with you now. So now as a man, like you say, you got to figure out, all right, how I'm gonna keep going on because the man that held me up, he no longer here in the
right,
physical, but he's still with me in the spiritual,
right,
still here, but in your heart, but he's not here physically. And as a man, I still got to keep going. And there's a
Right.
lot of men that don't know how to do that. And they don't talk about it. And
Right.
like you sat here and said, like, I'm gonna get choked up a little, I might tear up. There's a lot of men that wouldn't come on here and tear up. And there's a lot
Right.
of men that wouldn't do what you did. So I thank you for trusting my platform, for coming in, because God, I asked him, I was like, so what did you want to get out of coming on my platform? And he was like, I just want to tell my story. That's it. And you did, and you done that. So I thank you for that. And as people look at it, and I hope they share it with their sons, and if they have kids that's not doing the right thing, you know, I hope they share your story, because the
Right.
same way you made it through, they can make it through too. You know, I have a brother, and just I was just talking to my brother, and he's going through something, right? And I just talked to him like half an hour ago. You got to show up for yourself. I can't show up for you. You got to show up for yourself. And he did. And when he showed up for himself today, he was like, yeah, I got this. I got this. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I just, I love all my brothers. I love all the men out here that's trying to do something and be positive and trying to help other positive brothers along the way. And that's what you are, and that's what you represent. So I thank you for that. So in saying that, I thank you guys for tuning in, joining in for this video, for this interview. Stay tuned for next week. I believe I will be interviewing next Tuesday instead of next Thursday. So just watch up for the interview pop up that comes on. Have another young lady coming on. She's doing great things in the community for our youth as well, for our college students as well. So yeah, just stay tuned in for next week. YBC, we back stronger than ever. Have a good evening. Stay on. Stay on. Have a good evening, everyone.